Okay. I don't know now. Hashem Hashem kol yitziri nifra. Et nasa yesod kol asay melech shemoni kra. Yacharei b'shmot kol levado im yodora. Ve'hu haya ve'hu hole ve'hu yeh b'divara. Ba-bam, ba-ba-bam. I'm not able to live stream the custom service. Okay, let's see if this, I'll stop. See if this works. Had some problems connecting. Hope it works this time. Hi, everybody. Just got back home. Oh, hello. We got a few people here. So I'll stop it and I'll try again. Hi, everybody. Just got back home. Oh, hello. We got a few people here. Okay, good. It's working. Hey, Lev. How you doing? Hi, Jerry. Hi, Alan. We have a request from Isha Berach. Shavua Tov, Robert. Shavua Tov, Sarka, Ima Shali. רגע, אני אחפש לדף של הבדלה. Here we go. I'm gonna put it up. We'll do a quick Havdalah, quick little song session, and we'll call it a night. Okay, everybody? Here, I'm gonna share my screen because sharing is caring. I just got home. It's a long day, but it's nice to check in with you guys. Oh, let me make sure first that this Zoom has this correct sound. It makes you press this little button called original sound for musicians. It's just like, come on, just make the sound good. הנה אל יתשועת יבטח ולא אחד, יוזיב הזמרת יהרנה ויהי לישועה. Take out your Havdalah stuff if you have it. Light your candles, we'll get started. הושבתם מים בששון ממעייני הישועה, הושבתם מים בששון ממעייני הישועה, מים 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 בששון, מים 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 בששון, מים 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 בששון, מים 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 בששון. אדוני ישוע עולם חברך תחסד, אדוני צבאות עמנו ישכב לנו אלוהי הכוסף. אדוני צבאות אשר ידע בוטח בך, אדוני הושיע המלך יעבדנו ביום קורנו. ליהודים הייתה אורה, הייתה אורה, ושמחה וששון ויקר. Break out your your wine, your or grape juice, or whatever you have, your Kiddush cup. Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei minei besamim borei minei besamim yalla la 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 yalla la 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 yalla la 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 yalla la 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 Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei כוכבים בלילה שבוע טוב 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 a good week, a week of peace, make gladness reign and joy increase. A good week, a week of peace, make gladness reign and joy increase. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hanishmi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hakirani, Bimera v'yamenu, Yavo Ereinu, Im Mashiach ben David, Im Mashiach ben David. Miriam Haneviyah, Oz Zimra Beyada, Miriam Tir Koritanu, Lehagdi Zimra Tolam, Miriam Tir Koritanu, Letakenet Haolam, Bimera Veyamenu, Itavienu, Elmeya Yeshua, Elmeya Yeshua, Miriam Hanaviyah, Oz Zimra Beyada, Miriam Tir Koritanu, Zimra Tolam, Miriam Tir Koritanu, Letakenet Haolam. Shvua Tov, may you have a good week, may you find the happiness you seek. Shvua Tov, may your week be fine, may it be as sweet as the seventh wine. Shavua Tov. And that's Havdalah. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Let's catch up a little bit. I know we have a Misha Berach. We'll do that first. We'll begin with Misha Berach. Alan requested Misha Berach. Misha Berach Avotenu, Misheberach Imotenu, heal us and heal our world. Misheberach Avotenu, Misheberach Imotenu, heal us and heal our world. We pray for health and healing of body and spirit and mind, and for all who suffer, may the pain go away in good time. Misheberach Avotenu, Misheberach Imotenu, heal us and heal our world. Misheberach Avotenu, Misheberach Imotenu, heal us and heal our world. Thank you all for your names. Jerry, good to see you here. Lev, good to see you here. Alan, thank you for your request. Robert, Shavua Tov. Ima Shali, Shavua Tov. Eileen Berger, Shavua Tov. The heads up, Jerry. I missed that. I missed the heads up. Shavua Tov to Paula Bakudi, Refuah Shlema. Hope you're well. Sending Refuah Shlemot to everyone who needs them, who needs the healing. Cheryl, good to have you here. Hope the weather is as nice as it is down here in New York. It's been very temperate this weekend. It's raining a little bit, but it's like now it's just quite unseasonably pleasant. International Holocaust Day Kaddish, please. Sure, we'll do that. You want to do the Kaddish? We can lead Kaddish here. I just led Kaddish at home. I was just an El Mole Rachamim as well for someone who just passed in our community. And if you want to hear me do the International Holocaust Day El Mole Rachamim, it's online. I think it's been posted to the world. It's in the media. It's all over the place. That I did on Friday morning. He met Sheldon Lowe at the 92nd Street Y, Lev Garfine. Met this well-known singer, songwriter, song leader, cool guy named Sheldon Lowe. The 92nd Street Y, that's very cool. Three Little Birds, I can do that. Sure. I guess that'll be the next request. I don't want to do a Kaddish right now. Kind of breaks up the mood here. Let's see here. Three Little Birds. Three Little Birds. Bob Marley and the Wailers. Oh, come on. Seriously, these pop-ups are so annoying. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, united with the rising sun. Three little birds pitched by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies. saying, this is my message to you. Saying, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds pitched by my doorstep, singing sweet songs, melodies pure and true. They're saying, this is my message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. There you go. Everything's gonna be alright, Lev. Okay, 3 little birds for Lev Garfine. I was talking with your cousin Rebecca Garfine. I'm going to be installing her. I'll be down in Nowlands in April, installing my dear colleague and friend at her new congregation down in New Orleans, Nowlands as they call it. And she's going to be down there. I'm going to be singing with her down there. And my dear friend Cantor Joel Coleman, for whom she's taking over at his big temple Sinai there in New Orleans. So I'll be with Rebecca Garfine and Joel Coleman, and we'll have a bass sing-off, I'm sure. And maybe I'll be able to convince them to do a Havdalah live stream with me from New Orleans. So that is on the weekend of April 19th, 20th, something like that. It's the Shabbos right before Pesach, the Shabbat right before Passover. I'm also going to be I'm going to be away in Israel. I'll be singing at Beit Daniel. At least that's the plan. I was invited to Beit Daniel by their rabbi, Meir Azari, a dear friend of mine, and especially of my senior rabbi, Rabbi Amiel Hirsch, kind of partners in crime for, not crime, but promoting Israel. It's not a crime to promote Israel. Maybe some places it is, but not here, and not in Israel. Well, anyway, for now, anyway. They're good friends, and I'll be in Beit Daniel. I'll be singing there and seeing my family and visiting places, hopefully volunteering a little bit, and I'll be meeting up with my cousin, my dear friend and cousin, Grant Gochin, and other wife of another cantor, Daniel Friedman, who's a cantor, the Daniel of the West in LA, his cantor, and we'll be, or his friend, and we will be hanging out together in Tel Aviv and other parts of Israel, visiting family with my uncle, and just kind of supporting the country at a time of need. That's going to be happening February 14th to the 21st. So I'll be there for a week. So that weekend, you might not be hearing from me as well. Shavua Tov from Old Bridge, New Jersey. Hi, Amy. Good to see you. Let's keep this going. I don't want to talk too long here. Oh, I'm sorry, your friend died Thursday morning. We'll be saying a Kaddish a little bit later for Holocaust Memorial Day. And by the way, tomorrow I'm going to be downtown at the Museum of Jewish Heritage from the morning. I'm going to be rehearsing and getting ready for this reading. They have I think it's an annual reading of Elie Wiesel's Night, which is his memoir about the Holocaust, and they read it down there with all these incredible celebrities and journalists, very very renowned people, and little old me will be down there singing some songs and playing guitar. You'll see me down there. I'll make a couple appearances, little appearances there, and it was great to be roped into that by the Yiddish Theater by Zalman Mlotek and crew. And I'll be singing a nigun, which I've been doing at Shabbos services a lot. So that nigun is nigun of Bretzlover nigun of Rebbe. Sorry, Berdichever nigun. What did I say? It's another B. Berdichev, which is where I went to visit with my congregation when we brought a Torah to Ukraine. We dropped it off at a nearby shtetl, or not really shtetl anymore. They don't have shtetls anymore in Ukraine. But it's a little town that has a little Reformed Jewish community, and we dropped off our Torah. We had an extra Torah because we had written a Torah back in 2007 during our centennial year, and we took a trip to Ukraine and visited then Moscow and St. Petersburg, St. Petersburg. And we took with us a Torah for this community. And along the way, we stopped in Berdichev. And the main reason to visit Berdichev in Ukraine is to go see the grave of the Rebbe, Rebbe Levi Yitzhak of Berdichev, Ben Sorososha. And this famous Rebbe is the one who wrote this nigun that I just sang for you. And he's not as famous for this nigun as he is for Adin Torah mit Got, which is a prayer that he wrote in Yiddish. It's a prayer. It's like more like a Adin Torah is like basically a court case against God. Okay, he's having like a legal debate against God about all of these countries that are ruled by these people who are unfavorable to the Jews. You know, the British, the Russians. They doesn't mention Russia, but I've changed the words so it reflects Putin. I've updated the words a little bit. But this song called "Adin Torah mit Got" is called Hasidic chant, according to the famous spiritual singer and activist. And at the time, he loved Russia, and Russia loved him very much. He was kind of a promoter of communism and world peace, and he learned a lot of melodies in various languages by the name of Paul Robeson. Paul Robeson went to Russia many times, and he was a superstar there in Russia. If you thought he was famous in the United States, he was even more famous in Russia. And he went there to sing in 1950, And this Hasidic chant, which is written by Rabbi Levi Yitzchak of Berdichev, was one of the tunes he wanted to sing. And they asked him what he was going to sing, and he says, I want to do this Hasidic chant. And they said, under no circumstances will you be singing that, because, of course, there's nobody here who understands Yiddish. So don't sing it. Don't sing in Yiddish. Don't sing that. That's the one thing that he could sing all the other languages on the list, on the program, but do not sing this the Kaddish of Rabbi Yitzchak of Berdichev, the Din Torah mit Gott. Okay, so it's a bit of a resistance prayer against these countries that oppress the Jews, and so obviously that's a good reason to not feature that prayer. But Paul Robeson, being who he was, he didn't care what they said, and he ended up doing it anyway. And he performed it, and there were very audible sobs and gasps throughout the room. Not because they didn't understand the Yiddish, but lahavdil. They all understood the Yiddish. The whole room was filled with Jews who understood the Yiddish that was being sung in 1950. And just sobs, people just sobbing, wailing. And it was a very moving thing. And you can hear a recording of him singing Hasidic chant. I think he translated it into English for this recording, but he sang it in the original Yiddish in Moscow. And I think that's a really cool thing. And that's what I would like to, when I sing that nigun, I like to explain who Reb Levi Yitzchak of Berdichev was. And you can go visit his grave, which we did. And I sang that nigun, as well as Akut Morgen dir Riboin Oishel Oilam. Ich Reb Yitzchak ben Soromiv Berdichev. Merich zu dir gekommen in Teure mit dein Volk Israel. Und was hast du für dein Volk Israel? So I sang that at his grave, that Hasidic chant and the nigun that were his most famous melodies. So that's a little taste of what you'll hear tomorrow if you come down to the Jewish Museum. Shavua Tov, Linda. Hi, Robert from Tampa. Hi, Amy. Shila Mahado Tesahena Eleharim. I don't really need the words, but I like to have it just as a safety net. Shila Mahalo Tesahena Eleharim. Me'ayin Yavu Ezri Me'im Adonai Ose Shamayim V'haaretz Al yiten lamot raglecha Al yanum shomrecha Hine lo yanum v'lo yishan shomer Adonai shomrecha, Adonai tzilcha, al yad yeminecha. Yomam b'shemesh lo yakeka, vayareach b'layla. Adonai yishmorcha mikol ra, yishmor et nafshecha. Adonai yishmor tzedcha u'echa. Me'ata Ezri me'im Adonai הנה לא ינום ולא יישן שומר ישראל שומרך אדוני צבילך על יד ימינך יומם השמש לא יככה וירח בלילה הרי ישמורך מכל רע ישמור את נפשך אדוני ישמור צאתך ובואך ואתה Shir Lamalot, Song of Ascent. Thank you, Ima. That one's for you. Do you have time, energy to tell us your impressions of leading prayer at the UN? Well, I can tell you. You want to know about the process of preparing for it or the actual event? I'll focus on the actual event because it was a long process for preparing for it. That was and how I was selected and all that stuff. It was interesting, but I developed a beautiful relationship with the organizer, and he's a great guy. And I met some new wonderful people there too. Really very interesting, cool people who I met there. What's my impression? It's one of the it's probably the strangest time to be at the UN because it's the same day that we were celebrating Holocaust Memorial Day. It's the same day that the UN RWA, which it's not. They're disconnected. They have their own leadership. The UN RWA has its own leadership that's not fully connected to the main leadership of the UN. So there's that. But it's the very strange thing is that it's the same day that they discovered, or it's not the same day discovered, but the same day it was exposed that this branch of the UN was conspiring with Palestinian people to murder Jews on October 7th. And they've been conspiring since then. They've been hiding, they've been, they're on video. I mean, there's all kinds of things this has been for months I've seen things, but I think there's a process of confirming this information and a process of making sure that all of it is legitimate and all that stuff. But essentially, when you see UN workers on video that are welcoming hostages into the hospital on October 7th, and you see that they're helping them to hide them in the tunnels and, getting them into the chambers below the hospital, which are the headquarters of the UN RWA. I mean, it's kind of irrefutable evidence there. So getting back to my participation, yeah, it's very strange. On that same day that all of that was exposed, on the same day that simultaneously the UN as a body is not everyone at the UN, but many hostile people towards Israel at the UN. It's just the way that I think it's the way that the UN is designed, just by the virtue of the fact that every country gets its own vote. And, there's like 22 Arab countries in the Middle East alone, plus you add all the other people who are very much on board with the hatred of Israel. It's a the way it's constructed. Everyone gets a vote, So of course, every day there's going to be all kinds of resolutions against Israel, and it's terrible. But I was there not for that. That's not what I was there for. I was there for the Holocaust Memorial Day, which all the more so we need to be there. We need to remember. We need to remind them, and seeing the Israeli representative there speaking truth to power Wow, that was amazing. You have to see his speech, and it was breathtaking. It was moving, standing ovation. Uh, and yet, not everyone in the room stood up, obviously. But he was up there, standing there with this. I have it upstairs. I got one from him by way of my wife, who was sitting out there. This star. He was wearing a yellow star that says October 7th on it, and it's a reminder of just how just how real the Holocaust is today. That we had an attempted genocide on October 7th in Israel from Hamas and from all of these jihadists from the territory of Gaza. And it's a very scary thing, but all the more so we need to. I needed to be there, and of all the time of all the days I could possibly be there, I felt like this was the greatest day to be chosen for this. I felt like it was the most important El Mole that I could have led, and I felt like I was able to express as opposed to only the sadness of El Mole Rachamim, because it's a truly very sad El Mole Rachamim, and the words here for this prayer are specifically written for the UN. It's not just any El Mole Rachamim. It was actually penned by Cantor Malavani, Cantor Joseph Malavani, who's the emeritus on the east side at an Orthodox synagogue over there. And he rewrote this many times, but he's a Holocaust survivor himself, and all of his family was murdered in the Shoah. So for him, it has a lot of anger in it, which I love. I think that prayers need to express not only, this kumbaya with the guitars and everything like that. Yes, I play the guitar, but chazanut is chazanut, and it can be accompanied by guitar and organ and all kinds of stuff. And that's neither here nor there. But I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about, not everything has to be so saccharine. Prayers can express anger, and I felt the anger. I felt the anger of this body that is not recognizing the anti-Semitism. They're not recognizing Hamas as being perpetrating a genocide on October 7th. They're not recognizing that. And to be able to offer this prayer, which doesn't mention, uh, you know, Aza or Be'eri, Kibbutz Be'eri, but in my heart, I was saying it. I couldn't change the words. I was thinking of it. I was really thinking about adding Be'eri and Aza to that prayer, but it wouldn't have been appropriate. I didn't want to ruin the sacredness of that moment. But I felt like of all the times I should be reminding people of the Holocaust and all of the camps, that was the day to do it, and to feel the full wrath of anger that I feel in my heart for the murders perpetrated against not only our families in Europe, in Poland, in Lithuania, in Germany, all over Europe. We have family that I know of that I've been doing my genealogy, and to be able to deliver that prayer was very powerful for me, and it was powerful for our family. My uncle watched it, and he's not the kind of guy who typically watches me pray. We have a very Chiloni family, a very unreligious, a very almost anti-religious in some cases. Some of our family are very anti-religious, but he doesn't usually watch me deliver my prayers. But this one he watched, and I think he felt it, and as did the rest of my family. And I was praying on behalf of all of us, all of our ancestors, all your ancestors, all of everyone, and the 6 million who were murdered, as well as the 1,200 who were murdered so horribly and just despicably tortured and murdered in the kibbutzim there on the border of Gaza. I just am. It was a big honor. So yeah, that's a very long explanation, but that was my impression of leading prayer at the UN, and I felt like people felt what I felt. They know I know the words because I've studied them, but I feel them more than that. I felt it, and everyone there felt it. Even the people who aren't Jewish, there were like they were like really really emotional afterwards and expressing just how appreciative they were and asked me to come back again, but it's never going to happen again. But it's very sweet to be asked. People who had been there for a very long time and had seen all the cantors previously. I don't think they ever heard a bass baritone lead the El Mole Rachamim, so that was special for them as well. And I think I'm one of the first. I don't know if I am the first. There may have been one other one, but I'm one of the first Reformed Jews to lead. Most of the people there are tenors and are of a more Orthodox or conservative background. Perhaps the first or one of the first HUC trained cantors to have led the El Mole Rachamim at the UN. So it was very different for them, and I heard a lot of great feedback from so many people who were very, very moved. And then afterwards, there was a Chabadnik, a guy who I met. Halprin is his last name, which is one of the members of our family, actually. We have a Hasidish, very rabbinical side of our family that is the Halperin family, and I suspect we may be distant cousins. He took me and we sang together Anima Amin, which was one of the things that they had wanted me to sing, Anima Amin, for the memorial, but there was no time. They had cut down this memorial over the years. It used to be a 3-hour long thing with a symphony orchestra and chorus and all kinds of stuff. It was a big production. They had a lot of money for it, but every year they keep cutting the money and shortening the program. And so we're left with this kind of a very brief, supposed to be 1 hour or less program, and it just doesn't do it full justice. It could be much, much more. But I ended up singing anyway for the press. The press came and they taped me and this other Hasidic Rebbe singing together on Ima Amin, and so that was very special afterwards. So and that happened in the lobby downstairs, and a bunch of people flocked around us, taping us, and it was a really cool thing, and we've developed a bit of a friendship. And he asked me to sing a kumsitz with them. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but it was interesting to be welcomed by a Hasidic Rebbe to join them in kumsitz. I have a bit of a Hasidic background. I had a Hasidic bris. We were Lubavitchers back when I was a baby. For a little brief stint when my family was raising me in Wisconsin. So I have a little bit of a Hasidic background. Now I just have a Hasidic stomach. Hasidic stomach. Anyway, Misha Berach, I'm catching up here with people. Yesh Kochavim. All right, we're going to do that. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light, long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we love. Their memories keep shining even longer than time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the stars that guide us as we live our days. These are the ways we remember as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. We remember, we remember. I see a lot of comments here, so I'm trying to abridge a little bit. It's very sweet. Maybe I missed a conversation. Talk about your UN experience. Yes, I did, Linda. I did. They think you had a mild heart attack. Oh, Amy, I'm so sorry to hear that. Refuah shlema. Oh my goodness. Your weather is about the same as ours. Well, yeah, it's quite temperate, I think, for this time of year. Um, you met him through the Jewish Stars program. Oh, that's great. I'm so glad you're a part of that. I've been recommending our kids for that Jewish Stars program. I hope some of them have taken them up on that. It seems like an amazing program. I'm glad you're doing that. Okay, I'm seeing some names here. Srolinki, Jerry, your great-grandaunt Minnie and her husband Chaim and their little boy Srolinki. I wonder if they're in my tree. I always have to look. I have the world's largest Litvak tree in the world, Jerry. But you know this already. But I'm just curious if that name is in there. Srolinki. No, Srolink is not in there. Anyway, so sorry. Yeah, Minnie and Chaim have probably got thousands of them in the tree. It's 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, that's Florida for you. Your great-great-grandparents. I have too large of a list now to even begin to say who it was. So many, like dozens of them I found on once I broke through the wall to find my dad's father and his family and all the trace them all the way back to 1750, the singers and all of the families that are married into and all their descendants and his aunts and uncles and his cousins, his first cousins. It's kind of crazy. My dad was an only child, but he had a very large family in Lithuania. He would have known many, many cousins. He would have had an amazing. Uh, Lev, I'm correcting you. There are Shabbat services on Friday, February 9th. There's a Shabbat event at HUC, but we don't cancel our Shabbat service. None of the synagogues cancel their Shabbat services. That's just for like young people like you. It's for young singles. There's a big event at HUC on February 9th, and we're co-sponsors of it. It's an amazing service for young people to get together. It's encouraging young singles, and we'll have events of our own at our synagogue. But that's just it's a way to tie them in together through all of our congregations at HUC. And I was part of planning that, and I'm glad you're going there. Or it seems like you're going there if you're asking me about it. But no, our services are still going on for Shabbat. Oh, there! I'm just catching up. Fantastic, fabulous Nigun. Yeah, one of my one of my favorites. It's that Nigun is it's supposed to be asking God for help. The Rebbe used it as a way to ask God to help us in this time, to come to our aid. So, and in the context, I think in the context of Ukraine and Russia and all that stuff, I think the Hasidic Nigun and the Hasidic chant and all that stuff is a very powerful thing to know who he is, so that it's not just a nigun, a wordless melody, but you understand who he was as a person. That he stood for the Jews, not for countries. Uh, a Yiddish song of the partisans. Marcia posted. Hi, Marcia. By the way, you posted something. I didn't understand it. It looks kind of misspelled or something. Something in. You logged on just after I mentioned New Orleans. Who did you mention? Who is it? Who replaced Joel? Okay, so Joel Coleman was replaced by Rebecca Garfine. Rebecca Garfine left Rodef Shalom here in New York City, and she took a little time off in New Jersey at her late husband's home, and she found a new home in Nolens. And so that's Cantor Rebecca Garfine, one of my dear friends who I've known since before cantorial school. I was introduced to her by Steve Dubov, Alava Shalom, whose daughter I just recommended for scholarships. So I hope she gets what she needs. She deserves it. She's amazing, and I hope she returns back to us next year. That's another thing I gotta shore up here. So Yiddish song of the partisans. So the partisan song Zognet Kein Mol. It's one that I sang actually it's the melody I sang for this I sang it for the film J'accuse, which is about the Lithuanian Holocaust. It's about the Lithuanian Holocaust. It's specifically about our family and their murder in Birzai, Lithuania. My father's father's family. It's very powerful. So anyway, I'm singing this in the film. Sag nicht einmal, als du gehst den letzten Weg, hat Himmeln bleierne verstellen neue Tag. Kommen wird noch unser ausgewenkte Show, Sphäre beugt und unser Trott mir seinen Do. Kommen wird noch unser ausgewenkte Show, Sphäre beugt und unser Trott mir seinen Do. Von grünem Palmenland bis weißen Land von Schnee, wir kommen und mit unser Bein, mit unser Weh, und wo gefallen ist der Spitz von unser Blut, schmutzen wird dort unser Gebure, unser Mut. Wo gefallen ist der Spitz von unser Blut, schmutzen wird dort unser Gebure, unser Mut. Es wird die Morgensonne begelten uns dem Heind, und der Nächten wird verschwinden mit dem Feind. Nur euch versammeln wird die Sonne in dem Kajor, wie a Parol so gehen das Lied von Dor zu Dor. Nur euch versammeln wird die Sonne in dem Kajor, wie a Parol so gehen das Lied von Dor zu Dor. Das Lied geschrieben ist mit Blut und nicht mit Blei. Es ist nicht kein Liedl von a Vogel läuft er frei. Das hat a Volk zwischen Fallen dick erwähnt. Das Lied gesungen mit den Garnes in die Hand. Das hat a Volk zwischen Fallen dick erwähnt. Das Lied gesungen mit den Garnes in die Hand. Du sag nicht keinmal, als du gehst den letzten Weg. Hat Schwimmeln Leine verstellen Leute. Kommen wird noch unser oiste Götte Schott, Sphäre beugt und unser Trott mehr seinen Do. Kommen wird noch unser ausgewenkte Schott, Sphäre beugt und unser Trott mehr seinen Do. Excuse me. I had an allergy earlier tonight. I had to take a Claritin. Something with my skin. It was really, really bad. I was puffed up and everything, red. My eyes were bugging out. It's a terrible allergy, but Claritin, miracle drug, amazing. Shoulder pain. Oh no. I told you who's replacing Joel. Hi, Andy. Thank you. Yeah. Cheryl agrees. Israeli delegate was brilliant. Everyone has to watch it. I hope it's in all the news. Oh, he was so good. It was the best time to be there. Best time to be there. And it was great because there were no. They had expected Palestinian protesters or whatever pro-Palestinian protesters PPP to show up and to like totally disrupt everything. I saw nothing. I don't know if anybody else saw anything. I saw nobody. Nobody was there. Part of me hoped that they would because they're ridiculous to show up to a funeral and start protesting or whatever, or just show up to a Holocaust memorial and protest. It's absurd. It makes them look terrible. So part of me hoped that they would, so that they look really terrible, which they are. They're terrible, even though they didn't show up. So anyway, tell me how I really feel. Uh, Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you so much. Thanks, Jerry. Thanks, Amy. Thank you, Linda. That means a lot. Hey, Em. Em, I haven't seen you in so long. Where's your cello? Did you bring your cello? Muriel plays the cello. And that's what I was upset about. Muriel was supposed to play the cello for the UN. Unfortunately, somebody else showed up and took the gig from her. We're just kidding. Muriel and I like to joke about that. She said that she was going to be playing cello in the front. Um, it's very cute. Anyway, they had a brilliant cellist there, brilliant violinist. They had some really beautiful things happening there. There was a singer who I thought was going to sing. She didn't sing. I think that was canceled or something. Something happened. I didn't hear anyone sing. Did you? But me. I was the only person who sang that I know of. Oh, you have to get some tests done. Sorry, Amy. That's great, Lev. Great to hear you're doing the Jewish Stars program. Cyrulnik. I'm going to look that up. Cyru. Cyru. Oh, I see Chaim Cyrulnik. We're mishpocha. Chaim Cyrulnik is the husband of my sixth cousin 2 times removed, Jerry. Chaim Cyrulnik. If it's this is the same one. Born in 1901, and he died in 1941 in the Holocaust. Let me know if this is the same one. He was born in 1901 in Lithuania. They don't give an exact location, but he's in Lithuania. And I think he had a kid named Israel Cyrulnik. Let me take a look at this. I got to see this. I've found like at least half a dozen congregants of mine who are really related to me. But this is pretty cool. You should, Jerry, you should connect with this tree if you're not already connected. Yeah, Cyrulnik is in there. So, Krasnopolsky, that's another one. Krasnopolsky sounds very familiar too. I've seen that one as well. Yeah, there's thousands of Krasnopolskis, not thousands, but many dozens of Krasnopolskis here, and variants thereof. Yep, Minnie was a Krasnopolsky. Here, Minnie. Yeah, Minnie. Minna Krasnopolsky Cyrulnik. There she is. I see her. I'm looking at her in the tree. There's Chaim Cyrulnik, his wife. Minna Krasnopolsky. I don't see you in here, but you should be, Jerry, you should be connected to this. Your thing should be going down there. I don't know why it's not in there. Anyway, you're my cousin. It's my cousin Jerry Friedman. Probably sixth cousins somehow, many times removed. No, not removed. No, we're probably six cousins. I have no idea. But take a look. Take a look. Oh, Amy, sorry to hear. No more cheese? That sucks. Hi, Max. How you doing? Good to see you. Sorry you're late. Good to see you. Lev is here. Okay, I'm catching up here. There's a lot to catch up on. Trying to get better. Oh. Good EKG. Mild. Eufen Pripyatchik brennt a fire und in Stubes ist und der Rebbe lernen kleine Kinderlach dem Alefes und der Rebbe lernen kleine Kinderlach dem Alefes Zetsche Kinderlach gedenksche Tagere was ihr lernt Zog she noch amol und toke noch amol kam et zalefo Zog she noch amol und toke noch amol kam et zalefo Gedenket Kinderlech, gedenksche Tagere was ihr lernt Zog she noch amol und toke noch amol Komet alefo, zog shenoch amol und take noch amol, komet alefo. Eufen Pripyatchik. All's great, Max. We're 8C1R, wrong word. It's C1R. Yes, Pesach Krasnopolsky is how you and I are related. Yes, that's true. Yes. Sorry, I've got this light shining in my face, so it's hard to read. I think I'm caught up. Al Kolele for Max. Here we are. Al Kolele, and then we'll call it a night, okay? We'll call it a night. Al Kolele. Last request. Okay, here we go, friends. על הדבש ועל העוקץ, על המר והמתוק, על ביתנו התינוקת שמוררי הטוב, על האש המבוערת, על המים הזכים, על האיש השב הביתה מן המרחקים, על כל אלה, על כל אלה, שמור נא לי אלי הטוב, על הדבש ועל העוקץ, על המר והמתוק, על נתן כל התשובה, אל תשכח את התקווה, השיבני והטובה אל הארץ הטובה. שמור לי על זה הבית, על המכנה חומה, מיגון מפחד ביתי וממלחמה. שמור על המעט שיש לי, על ההור ועל הטף, על הפרי שלא הבשיל עוד ושנאסף, על כל אלה, על כל אלה, מור נא לי אלי הטוב, על הדבש ועל הבוקץ, על המר והמתוק, על נטע כל נטוע, אל תשכח את התקווה, השיבני והשובה אל הארץ הטובה. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Wonderful night. I found a lot of stuff you can have. Good. Glad to hear. Thank you, Amy. Shalom, Jose! Jose, my friend. Jose, it's good to see you here. Jose is my friend from Stephen Wise. We go way back. It's good to see you. Laila Tov Yima. It's nice to know you're here, Jose. You're watching. I'll see you next week sometime. We'll talk. I'm sure we have a lot to talk about. So we have quite a bit to talk about, I'm sure. Anyway, it's good to see you around. So, hasta la chala, babies. I'll see you guys later. Have a Shavua Tov. Have a good week. May you find the happiness that you seek. Shavua Tov, may your week be fine. May it be as sweet as the Sabbath.